Trailers are often cut to mislead viewers from figuring out the main plots from the get-go or largely feature footage from early on. Still, an ominous statement from Luke, "It's time for the Jedi to end," isn't comforting no matter when it may come into the movie. The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson confirmed that the film's title refers to Luke, so the trailer leaves us with a couple of questions. Will Luke abandon the Jedi ways? And what about Rey? One potential theory brings in the concept that has precedent in non-canonical Star Wars lore, although any mention of Gray Jedi doesn't come without legitimate warning. But could it be brought back into the canon, or is it too impossible in a galaxy far, far away? Depending on the person you're talking about, Gray Jedi could mean a couple of different things. It could refer to Jedi who operate between the light and the dark side of the Force, aka a grey area, without succumbing to the dark side. But it could also refer to Jedi who don't adhere to the Jedi Code. Occasionally, a Grey Jedi would encompass both of these qualities. In Legends, the expanded universe books and properties Lucasfilm no longer considers canon, Grey Jedi were around for thousands of years before A New Hope even began. Some of these Grey Jedi distrusted the High Jedi Council or believed it was overreaching its bounds. Others use qualities possessed by both Jedi and Sith without being seduced to the dark side of the Force. Some considered Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi's master, to be a Grey Jedi in a retcon Star Wars comic because of his opposition to the Jedi High Council. Although his status as a Jedi isn't called into question in The Phantom Menace, his previous defiances of the Jedi High Council, as he pushes to have a young Anakin Skywalker trained as a Jedi, are definitely brought to light by Obi-Wan himself. Ahsoka Tano, Anakin's former apprentice who appeared in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, is another example. She was expelled from the Jedi Order for a crime she didn't commit and refused to rejoin it after her acquittal, which occurred towards the end of the Clone Wars. While she crafted a new pair of white lightsabers after she left and could still use a Force, she didn't consider herself to be a Jedi even when she and Anakin, now Darth Vader, met once again in Rebels. She's never been referred to as a Grey Jedi in works like Qui-Gon Jinn has, but the unofficial label has definitely followed her. Ezra Bridger, who is our protagonist in Star Wars Rebels, was also tempted by the dark side and has used some of its abilities for a time, but ultimately he stayed on the path of the light side of the Force. As far as what we've seen, there's been no grey area, and although heroes and villains have their own motives, the Force doesn't bend so easily. The idea of a Grey Jedi in concept is an interesting one. It introduces a potentially new, well for most movie viewers anyway, cornerstone of the Force that we previously didn't recognise. Plus, with Luke being confirmed as the titular Last Jedi, there's a marker for other known Force users like Rey and Kylo Ren, who isn't a Sith yet, or the people that we discover to be Force sensitive in the future. But let's face it, it's enough of a hot topic for some Star Wars fans that anyone who was asked about it got an earful long discussion before it became a possibility in The Last Jedi. So the big question, could Luke Skywalker be a Grey Jedi in The Last Jedi? On one hand, anything is possible in a universe with a mythical, all-round Force that some people are capable of wielding on both the light and the dark side. And given that Luke's probably the only Jedi around right now that we know of, any future Knight would be operating outside of the Jedi High Council, considering there aren't enough Jedi to reform it. So could Luke Skywalker be a Grey Jedi in The Last Jedi? Well, until we learn more about the movie, it's hard to tell. As one person suggests, Luke's comment about the Jedi ending could mean something else in the proper context than the one we're being given. Trailers can be misleading, and intentionally so. The book being poured over could be the Journal of the Whills, which does contain a passage about the resolving of the Grey and is canon but has yet to show up in the movies. So no matter how this resolves, Rey has more challenges ahead of her learning to tap into her powers. Her family is a big mystery, not to mention the looming threat of the First Order. Any mythological advancement is only a piece of the puzzle. Thank you so much for checking out my video on what is a Grey Jedi. Please comment below with your speculation, and have you bought your tickets for The Last Jedi yet? If you like this video and want any more questions answered, both industry related and Star Wars canon related, please comment below. And as always, if you like this video and want to see more, please click here to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.